the Spartans, #1, Gianna McCusker, a sophomore from Medford, Massachusetts. 14th game this season, a 4-8 record, 2.88 goals against average, a 909 save percentage. And then on the other side, our player to watch for the Owls, Ai Chung, the stellar sophomore. She's been the best player for Keene State this season, and she gets another start. 17 games on the year, 6-11. However, a 297 goals against average and a 928 save percentage as we are underway as Jones gets it in deep early.
Yeah, big game for both squads here. As you said, similar records coming into this one. A big couple points here for both squads getting ready as we're winding down the end of the season.
There's Kensley Good. Yeah, it did hit a glove of a Spartan in the bench, so we'll get an early whistle. Kensley Good, during the starting lineups, had a bit of a spill, tripping over the blue line. But all fun, her teammates loved it. Everyone in the stands thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, man, must have missed that one. I was too focused on the sheet when I was waiting down there. I was a little nervous.
You had to rush down there, huh?
I know. I haven't ran that fast since high school.
Oh, you skate for the club team. What are you talking about?
I'm not a runner, though. I like to glide sometimes.
Here's Ian Tosca, working strong on the back end. Keeps it down low. The Owls change on the defensive end. Backhanding it out of the zone by Schlebener. And now controlled by Arscott. Couldn't connect with Carlson. Icing waved off. Full change for the Spartans. D'Souza up to Spinelli. Went away from the pass. Good play there from Ellie Patrick to knock Jorgensen off the puck. So now here's Maddie D'Souza. Spinelli has the hold back. Over to Bazin. Bazin, lone senior on this Owls team. Had her senior night cut short on Saturday due to illness. This Owls team is struggling with the flu. Few players out with sickness tonight.
Yeah, we even see the sickness affecting the Olympics. The Canadians women's national team, their first game got postponed due to sickness, so definitely spreading everywhere right now.
Yeah, the flu has made its mark on this winter. It always shows up in the winter time.
I always feel like it shows up around playoff time, too. The one time where you don't want to get sick.
100%. As you look there, speaking of the Olympics, women's hockey, the quarterfinal between the United States and Italy. USA leads 1-0 after one. A beautiful move there. Norman flings one on. He caught a piece of the stick of McCusker. Now here's Stewart. That one blocked out in front. Vaughn up ahead. Brightman. They're on sides. She'll backhand one low. Stewart off the end boards. That pass intercepted. Now here's Tabby Jones, one-on-one. Toe drag, tries to go to the backhand, lost control. A good step there by Eva Hoffmeister. Now a centering attempt to Ian Tosca. That one got deflected. Ian Tosca had a stick caught in her midsection, but McCusker will tie it up for a whistle. Still holding on to that wrist, the stick blade, and around that wrist area. Seems to be all right. She wins the draw. Here's Bazin. Backhands one to Finke. Finke shoots deflected by Ian Tosca, but the save is made by McCusker. The Owls offense showing good signs early with zone time that they really haven't had all season long. That one sneaks through the blue paint. Finke tried to jam it free. Ian Tosca couldn't find it. And now it's controlled by Arscott.
Owls right now having a pretty good aggressive forecheck. Kind of putting Castleton on their heels a little bit to start off this first period.
And Bazin back to D'Souza. Yeah, they're going to try and do anything possible to erase the loss they had against the Spartans earlier in the season. They've played Castleton 3 times in their program's existence. Last season twice. Their first meeting, the Spartans took it 7-1 at their place. In the first meeting here, Castleton won 3-1, and then we mentioned the 10-1 loss earlier this season.
Yeah, and those are always tough. Oh, here comes Castleton, taking it down the wing.
But laying it over there. That shot gets blocked.
Going back to what I was saying, the Owls have quite a bit to play for at this game. Like we said, bringing up the 10-1 loss, they're looking to erase that, kind of move on from it, try to get their first win against Castleton in program history, and at the same time, they're also trying to gain these crucial points in the LEC.
Yeah, a win today, at least in regulation, puts them ahead of Castleton. Castleton, 16 games played in the LEC. They only have these two against the Owls, and then their conference schedule is done. The Owls have another weekend left. That's next weekend on the road against Southern Maine. Stretch pass ahead to Meg Aiken. And has to lay it deep. Here's Pollard. Fanned on it, Stewart backhands it into Aiken's legs. Now Aiken able to chip it up to the point. Here's Palmer, a shot deflected, the rebound, they score! Maddie Jorgensen cleans up the loose change. Castleton leads 5 minutes in.
And that's what Castleton's going to want to do with I Chung. Very solid goaltender for Keene State. But if Castleton is able to pick up the loose puck and knock those ones in, that's how they're going to be able to beat Chung and capitalize. Keene State just has to do a better job of making sure they're clearing out those pucks when they need to.
That's the freshman's second goal of her career. From Port McNeill, British Columbia, one of the 13 players dressed for Castleton tonight that is from a different country. Now here's a chance. Ian Tosca puts it off the mask of Gianna McCusker.
McCusker didn't really give Ian Tosca too much to shoot at. It looked like Ian Tosca was maybe looking for a high blocker, but McCusker was able to stand tall and just wear it right off the mask.
Now here's D'Souza. She'll shoot. It's deflected to Jones in the near circle. Finke able to play it back behind the goal line. A pass ahead for Jorgensen. She'll shoot one. It goes wide. And the 10-1 loss earlier this year, we saw it was a second period collapse from Keene State. And the wheels just fell off the bus as D'Souza gets that one taken away. Here's Vaughn. Feeds one through the slot, no one there. Brightman able to play it low. Erickson, now Vaughn again. Back up top, Arscott. Erickson couldn't handle that one. Spinelli retreated to the point. It looked like she maybe had a chance to get that puck, but yeah, we'll still try to get it out of their own end.
Yeah, Castleton right now, it seems like whenever they get the puck, they just keep on sending it back below that goal line, trying to work a little bit of cycling going on, trying to get the Owls out of position, but ends up coming up short. But we will get an icing on the Owls, so unable to get that change. Castleton, I assume, would look to get some fresh legs out there, try to really put the pressure on the Owls.
You look there, the LEC standings. Norwich has already clinched the #1 seed. The number 5 team in the country. UMass Boston, Southern Maine, and Castleton right behind Norwich, and then Keene State and Plymouth State, the last 2 teams in at the moment. Spinelli has to go for a change. Yes, she wasn't able to deflect it past the red line. Still went as icing. As Evans able to tie up Nelson behind the net. Now one off the feet of DeMeo. DeMeo on the third line, right wing. Obviously, we mentioned the sickness hurting this team with players out. Wiseman will not be in the lineup tonight. She's usually on the right wing with Norman and Pomajba. You've seen head coach Rob Morgan make those changes with the forwards playing up on the right wing. They called an icing there. It seemed like Norman had the defense beat. The Owls bench is very unhappy with it.
Yeah.
As well as head coach Tim McCullough for the Spartans. He was pretty confused as well. 6th season as the head coach, just under 500. Tries to lead his Spartans to an LEC title. One saved by Chung, still controlled by Schliebener, and Chung has to get a whistle.
Yeah, I definitely thought Keene State won the foot race to the icing, but the rest had other thoughts. But either which way, Chung's able to hold on to the puck. Keene State finally able to get that change they were looking for. Now we're back to some action.
Carter plays it back down low. Schliebender unable to center it. Bazin goes down with her. Finke, a touch pass to Tabby Jones. Floats one ahead. Finke goes down. Ian now behind the net. Here's Carlson, one of the Spartans' captains. A lead pass ahead for Taylor Adams, our player to watch tonight. Adams in alone, but she put it high. Wow, a good angle there to get around Grace Bazin.
Yeah, she just kind of powered her way through there. Was able to find an open shot, but sends it right off the glass, and it looks like the Owls will ice it once more.
Just over 8 minutes into the first period. Maddie Jorgensen, the lone goal so far. 4:56 into the first period, her second of her career. Yeah, the Owls, their third icing in the last couple minutes. Just really trying to throw any opportunity out of the zone as quick as possible. That shot deflected. Chung unable to squeeze it with the glove. Patrick will leave it for Chung to tie up.
Yeah.
Shove Aiken down there as she was trying to get the rebound.
Owls started the game hot. They ripped off 4 quick shots, but ever since then, Castleton's just been kind of living in the Owls zone. They've been working it down low, trying to find different opportunities, and because of that, they have a 1-0 lead.
And they win the draw here. Jorgensen, the lone goal scorer for the Spartans, takes a quick stop in the corner. Feeling the pressure from Olivia Pollard. They've seen limited minutes so far this year, but obviously with the illness affecting the team, she'll get her opportunity. McNeil, that one off the side of the cage. That one kept in by Stewart. McNeil keeps it low. That one played off the boards, and now with speed is Brooke Noble. Noble, 1-on-4, she gets taken down, no penalty. As fans in the stands wanted one, we play on.
Refs a little bit seem as though they've been letting the girls play. There's a big hit on Brianna Finke down in the corner. Just let the play go on and nothing too bad about it. Both girls got up and were able to keep going, so it looks like the refs may give them a little bit of wiggle room so far in this game.
DeMeo leaves it for Norman. It's taken down from behind. Now here's Erickson. Couldn't get it to her teammate. Edmonds off the glass and in the zone, no icing. Norman chasing after it, battling there with Palmer. Palmer, a good body check there, able to float it up the boards. But a better step there by Kensley Good. She's now in the play. Pomajba tried to center one, couldn't get it through. But a good back check there by DeMeo. A shot by Edmonds blocked out in front. DeMeo a drive, that one blocked as well. Pomajba plays it back behind the goal line. Now here's Brightman to slow things down. Off the skate of Erickson. Now here's Emily Edmonds. Iantoska, a nice move. All alone, Iantoska couldn't get by the last defenseman, takes a hit to the head, and we still play on.
That one, I thought, could have definitely been a penalty. Iantoska makes a nice move, driving to the net, just catches the shoulder to the head.
Jones played that off the skate of the defender, couldn't get it to Iantoska. There's been a few questionable moments so far to start the game for both teams, really. But the referee's keeping the whistles away.
Yeah, both teams have laid a couple good hits on one another. Same time, refs, they're just letting the game unfold the way it is. Gonna allow them to keep on playing.
That one knocked away. Adams couldn't corral it. Here's Finke, unable to get around Adams. Taylor Adams floats it through to Souza. Souza lays a nice body check there, goes to the corner. Glove down and played out of the zone. Will it be icing? It will.
Keene State once again going back to take a face-off in their zone. It's not looking like Castleton's going to make too many changes here. They're going to roll with the line they have out.
And you just got another look there at the hit on Ian Tosca. That definitely seemed like a shoulder to the head.
Yeah, that one definitely did not look like it felt too pleasant. Could have definitely been a couple minutes in the box.
Obviously, the referee there in the corner could see it clearly. We play on. Castleton wins a draw. That shot blocked out in front. A follow-up chance. Easily sticked away by Chung. Carlson up to Carter. Gets it back, tried to feed it through. It's knocked down. D'Souza plays it out of the zone through the skates of McNeil. Now here's Adams. Lost control. Carlson takes it back. And that one played in deep on net by the Spartans. It's played right back out. Aiken off the stick of Norman. Now here's DeMeo. Norman takes it away, pokes it through, gets it below the goal line. Ties up Lay behind the net.
Norman, so far in this first period, I thought has done a very good job of forechecking. Seems like whenever Castleton has the puck in the defensive zone, she's just somewhere around, putting on the pressure, causing turnovers.
It's a great step there by Evans, eliminating any chance from Brooke Noble. That one finds its way out of the zone. Lay backhands it to Noble. And gives it back to Hoffmeister. That one deflected in, no icing. Castleton going for a change. Good plays it into the neutral zone. It's taken back by the Spartans. Ian Tosca throws a body check. Is that one off the stick of Vaughn? And Chung will get a whistle. 7:18 to go here in the first period. The Owls and the Spartans battling it out early. We got a look there at head coach Rob Morgan. Second season as the head coach. Looking to build this program into something special. Now here's Finke, maneuvering her way through the neutral zone. Great back check there by Brightman. She's got to be careful. She doesn't get called for a hooking penalty. Her and Finke get separated. That one played in deep by Erickson. Bazin back on it. Strong stick there by Erickson. As Bazin plays it back around. Finke controls it. Backhands one ahead, but a good stick there by Arscott to eliminate Tabby Jones of any chance. Now Stewart fanned on that one. Here's Culp now in the far corner. And she'll play it off the boards and out of the zone. Nelson. Centers one, but couldn't find McNeil. Now here's Ford. Back down low. A centering attempt blocked out in front, now controlled by the Owls. And that one shot right into the netting, and we'll get a face-off.
Castleton there a little bit was able to zip it around, get the Owls out of place, and get a couple of good shooting opportunities. Just unable to capitalize on the chances. Owls set it up into the netting. We will have a draw.
It'll be a defensive zone face-off for Keene State. Ellie Patrick couldn't keep it low enough. That one kept in low by Carter. Schlebetter fanned on the centering attempt. McNeil unable to hit Spinelli at center ice. Fresh off the bench, Stewart. Gives it right back to the Spartans. Ford to Carter. Cross ice now, poked along by Schlebetter. Floated over to Carlson. Carlson stops at the line, they're on sides. Schlebetter in the near corner. Centers one, deflected through the crease. And now controlled by the Owls. Here's Norman. Norman to Pamajma, couldn't handle the pass. Back to Norman. What a save by McCusker, sprawling out in front and able to get a leg on it. Now it's still loose. Norman digging at it. It's underneath Carlson. And it's back to the far boards.
What a save there by McCusker. Keene State had all the time in the world. Open net. She's able to swing her leg around to keep the puck from going in the net. Keeps this game at 1-0 Castleton.
Now Schlebenner able to get it up to Carlson, who was fighting for a loose puck. Players go down behind the net. We play on. Here's Aiken. Backhands one back low. Finke right up ahead to Jones. Jones tried the toe drag around Lay, and she said no. That one deflected in by Noble. A very physical game to start. Castleton leading the Owls 1-0, 4:20 to go here in the first period. A shot by Lay, blocker to side by Ai Chung.
Nice blocker there by Chung. Both Keene State and Castleton have been exchanging shots. Castleton, though, having a bit of an advantage with time of possession in Keene State's offensive zone.
That shot saved by Chung off the stick of Aiken. Yeah, look, you see that chance from Norman again. Good awareness there by McCusker. No one really knew where the puck was besides Norman, McCusker, and the defenseman out in front. She makes the save on the Owls' best chance so far this afternoon. A shot off the face-off by Noble is gloved by Ai Chung. Will do things over.
Yeah, and Norman did a good job of caressing that puck and being able to get it on her backhand and getting a shot off. You know, it was a difficult one. The puck was bouncing on her. She was able to knock it down flat. Just a nice save by McCusker.
Stewart stick handling the puck right in front of her own net. She loses control of it. Noble plays it. It's sticked away by Chung. Now here's Aiken. Back down low. Noble tied up there by Kensley Good. Patrick also digging away at it. Puck doesn't seem to be moving. We'll see if we get a whistle anytime soon. As it finally squirts free. Noble comes away with it. Gets tied up by Good again. Jorgensen tried to center one. It's intercepted by Patrick. And she loses control. Noble gets tripped up out in front, and the Spartans will go to the power play. Now a centering attempt there by Lay is intercepted by the Owls. And so that will send Kensley Good to the box. 2 minutes for a trip. The game's first penalty. 2:57 to go here in the first period.
And just an unfortunate play. You know, Good just sticks out her stick, trying to get it on the puck. Just catches the skates, takes down the Castleton player, and now the Spartans go up on the man advantage with less than 3 minutes on the clock.
We wait for the penalty to get put up on the scoreboard. We're all set. Spartans win the draw. Here's a shot, Schlebenner. It's blocked out in front. Now controlled by Vaughn. Wraps it back around. Here's Brightman. Tied up there with Bazin. Vaughn. Can't get it by Finke, and she'll clear. What a play there by Brianna Finke.
Yeah, great job. She was able to play her body, separate the player from the puck, take the puck away and send it the length of the ice, help kill off some time here for Keene State.
And here's Rachel McNeil, a touch pass to Michaela Brightman. She'll play one off the back glass. Here's Vaughn. Brightman, a shot deflected wide. Here's Schlebenner. That shot blocked by Ian Tosca. Schlebenner again. Cross ice for Brightman. Plays it into the skates of Grace Bazin. Vaughn now controls. She'll get tied up. Rachel McNeil scoots one over to Vaughn. Plays one back up top to the point. Vaughn. Arscott walks the line. Good passing here from the Spartans. Arscott shoots it. Caught a player out in front and goes back behind the net. Schlebenner drops it back. Arscott over for Brightman. Brightman shoots and Chung makes the save.
Castleton here in this power play. Keene State's doing a good job keeping the Spartans to the outside. They're set up in a 1-3-1 power play, but Keene State's able to shut down that middle, and we're going to see a majority of their shots on this power play come from the outside due to Keene State doing a good job locking down that middle, allowing Chung to play the corners rather than having more net to shoot at.
Hamels win the draw that time. Stewart having some trouble with it. It's taken away by Meg Aiken. Aiken back around the net. Carlson and McNeil collide there. The Spartans control. Carter. That shot blocked out in front. Adams a try. Caught a stick. Noble. She'll shoot. It's deflected, and Chung got a piece of it. What a tip out in front by Meg Aiken. And fortunate for Chung there to make the save. That one played back down low. Back to full strength. 40 seconds left here in the opening frame. Patrick, a stretch pass deflected, so no icing. McNeil chasing after it. And we'll play up the boards by Culp. Here's Carlson. Over to Adams. Noble is going to beat the icing there. She'll give a self-pass. Norman takes that one away. Here's Grace Bazin. Stretch pass ahead. DeMeo one-on-one with Angie Palmer. DeMeo able to get the shot off, but from a tough angle, and she put it wide. Here's McNeil. Shoots it right off the back of Abby Pomajba, and that will do it for period number one. So a goal 5 minutes in from Maddie Jorgensen is the lone goal so far. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of period number two between the Spartans and the Owls on the Owls Media Network.